Hi, my name is Janine, and many have been asking why I wrote this book. So, if you know anything about me, you know that I always have a story. So, here's my story. When I was in my 30s, my mom died, and she died without having any type of insurance, life insurance. And so that was a very difficult time, but my brother and I were able to come together and we were able to bury her, and it all worked out well, as well as those things can work out. And so after that, different things have happened in my life. I have a long story, but what I want you to know is I ended up leaving Detroit and coming back to Detroit. Once I came back to Detroit, I actually came back to start a church. I started the church where I started it on the west side of the city because I found out that there were a lot of people there that were older and that were living in poverty. And my heart really went out to them because I feel like, you've worked all your life, and to get to this stage of your life and be older and not have what you need, that should not be the way things go. Well, I started that church and we did great ministry there for a number of years. And the thing about it is, I started the ministry, I started the church, me and my team. And like I said, we did wonderful things, but I did not have a retirement plan. So when the church stopped, I ended up going into insurance. I think it was a pull because of what I went through with my mother. And then also it was a dawning fact that I'm getting close to retirement age and I do not have a retirement plan. So I started getting all these licenses and certifications and things like that. And my husband just said, you are just gathering these licenses and you really aren't doing anything with them. And so I didn't understand why I was gathering these licenses, but then it became clear to me why. Because I needed help with my retirement plan. And being an insurance agent, you would think I have it together, but I didn't. And so I know that the help that I need, other people need it too. And as a result of getting all of these certifications and licenses and all of that, my six pillar framework was born. And I believe this framework is complete and it can help many people with their retirement planning, because it's not that. I think of it this way. My dad retired from Ford, worked there for 30 years. He has his pension, he has Social Security, and he has another check that comes in. That is not many people's story. And I look at the difference between my mom and my dad, and like many of you, I want to be like my dad and not have to worry about any of those types of things. And so that's how where the six pillar framework was born. And I know that it can be a blessing to you. The book was written specifically for Detroit initially, because this is where I live, this is where I was born, this is where I was raised. I went to Cass Tech, I went to Wayne State, all of those things. I left Detroit, but I ended up coming back. So Detroit is where it starts. But then it's not where it stops, though, because I have a plan to do the book for Michigan, and then I also have a plan to do the book for the United States. Most of the things in the book, I would say 85% is good for you if you are in Michigan. 90% is good for you if you are in Michigan. There are some little specific Detroit things, but for the most part, it's good for anybody in Michigan. And I would say about 70% is good for you wherever you are. Um, there is a little bit of Michigan stuff in there, a little bit of Detroit stuff in there, but 70% of it is going to be relevant for you and your retirement. So that is why I wrote the book. I hope that helps, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care. Bye.